Does your child with ADHD struggle with focus? My guess that most of you watching this video can give me a big yes to this question. That's because focus issues are one of the cornerstone symptoms of ADHD. So today, in this YouTube video, that's what we're going to talk about in more detail. How ADHD affects focus and how to boost that focus through various strategies. We'll provide you with a range of effective cognitive training techniques, memory exercises, and problem-solving strategies specifically designed to boost focus. So stay tuned and don't forget to like, to subscribe, and share this video with others who might have a kiddo with ADHD. Now, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Dana Kay, a board-certified health and nutrition practitioner, and I work with families of kids with ADHD, helping them to naturally reduce those troublesome ADHD symptoms. So let's get started. Now, you may or may not know this, but ADHD is more than just inattention and hyperactivity. It actually really influences a child's day-to-day life in so many ways. And one way that it really shows up is in a child's inability to process information, for them to retain memories and solve problems effectively. ADHD affects a child's cognitive functions in various ways. So for instance, children with ADHD might struggle to remember instructions or follow multi-step processes or remain focused long enough to solve complex problems. These challenges, they're often due to difficulties with executive functions, which are the mental skills that include working memory, flexible thinking, and even self-control. And given these impacts, it's really important to implement tailored cognitive trainings for kids with ADHD. So this specialized training is designed to enhance that focus, improve memory retention, and boost their ability to solve problems effectively. So, what is cognitive training for ADHD? Now, in essence, it basically is exercises that enhance their ability to concentrate and maintain attention. It involves specific activities designed to gradually improve cognitive abilities through consistent practices and engagement. I want to give you a few examples to get you started. The first one is mindful breathing and relaxation techniques. These are foundational exercises that help kids with ADHD learn to control their impulses and really calm their minds. These techniques are things like guided breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or simple mindfulness exercises that can really improve a child's ability to focus. So parents can really encourage their children to practice these techniques daily, perhaps before homework sessions or during breaks in activities that require that sustained attention. Now, I've actually interviewed several experts on various relaxation, mindfulness, and breathing techniques on my podcast. So I'll definitely add the links in this video description to some of those episodes as well. Make sure and check them out for more information. If you don't know, my podcast is called the Soaring Child Podcast. Now, the next thing that we can use is interactive games that actually improve attention. Games specifically designed to sort of boost cognitive functions can also be really beneficial. These might include memory games, apps that require quick responses but sustained attention at the same time, or even board games that encourage that strategic thinking and patience. These games make the process of cognitive training really enjoyable and engaging, which can be particularly effective for kiddos. I interviewed an expert a little while ago, again on my Soaring Child podcast, who helped create an FDA-authorized video game for ADHD. I'll add the link to this podcast episode in the video description as well, so check that out if you're interested. Now, let's talk about some tips for parents on how to implement these techniques at home. The first thing you want to have is a consistent schedule. Incorporate these exercises into a daily routine to form habits that contribute to cognitive improvements. Consistency, honestly, is really the key here in achieving significant and lasting changes. Second is you want to make sure and create an environment that's going to be sort of conducive to their needs. Maybe set up a dedicated, quiet space at home for your child to practice these exercises. This area should be free from distractions like television, and general household noise. Third, make sure you are being a good role model. Practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques together with your child, because this not only motivates your child, but also helps you understand the process and the benefits firsthand. And finally, make sure and add heaps of positive reinforcement when they do these exercises at home. You want to always encourage your child's efforts and their progress. This can really boost their motivation to engage in these cognitive training exercises regularly. Now, along with the cognitive exercises we've just discussed, you can also consider adding in some exercises that help specifically with memory. Memory retention is a common challenge for kids with ADHD, and that's because of the way ADHD affects their working memory. Working memory is what enables us to hold and process information temporarily, and difficulties with working memory can really impact learning and even everyday tasks like getting ready for school. So here are a few memory enhanced tips and exercises for kiddos with ADHD. The first one is use visual aids and play memory games. It can be fun. Using visual aids such as colorful charts, mind maps, or flashcards can make it easier for kiddos to recall information. And playing memory games can be a really, really fun way to strengthen the working memory muscle. Just Google memory games. Number 2 is you want to chunk information into smaller, more manageable pieces. So for example, if a child needs to remember a list of items, grouping them into categories or creating acronyms can improve their recall ability. Number 3 is use repetition and interactive learning strategies. Regular review and repetition of information can also improve memory retention. Interactive learning strategies like teaching others a concept they learned can also really, really help them. Number 4 is incorporating elements of play and creativity into memory exercises. So for instance, turning recall practice into a game or a competition. You can use apps or technology that gamify. Our kids love games, don't they? They can gamify learning or setting up scavenger hunts that really require remembering clues or information can all make memory training more engaging and less boring or less of a chore. Okay, so far we've talked about 2 cognitive training exercises that can help kids with ADHD. We've got mindful breathing and we've got interactive games. And we've also talked about some key things to keep in mind when incorporating these cognitive and memory strategies into your daily lives. Now, let's switch gears just a bit and talk about problem solving, because this is another area that a lot of kids with ADHD really have a hard time with. We all probably know how important it is to have problem solving skills because, life brings problems on a regular basis. So it's really important for kids to learn how to work through and overcome these problems. This is not just for ADHD kiddos. This is for all kiddos. So here are a few things that we can do as parents or caregivers to help our kids with ADHD strengthen their problem solving skills. Now, first of all, we want to teach kids with ADHD to break down problems into smaller, more manageable parts. Just like we talked about a second ago with chunking, okay? We want to do this with problems as well. Breaking it down can make the process less daunting. This method involves identifying the problem, brainstorming possible solutions, evaluating these solutions, and then choosing the best one. Each step can be really tackled individually, and that helps maintain focus and reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed. We also want to make sure and encourage creative thinking. One thing that I see so often in kids with ADHD is creativity. It's often one of their superpowers, but we need to encourage it and we need to strengthen that muscle so they know it's okay to think outside the box. Parents and educators can do this by really facilitating brainstorming sessions where all ideas are welcome and valued. This can really boost the child's confidence in their ability to contribute and solve problems. Now, a third thing we can do is to, again, use visual aids like mind maps or flow charts that can help children with ADHD organize their thoughts and really see, the relationships between different aspects of a problem. These tools make abstract concepts more concrete and easier to understand. And finally, just like how I recommend using games to help build cognitive function, you can actually also use activities and games to help build problem-solving skills. Games that require strategy like puzzles, board games, and even certain video games can be particularly beneficial. These fun activities really challenge the child to think critically and to make decisions, improving their problem-solving skills in a relaxed and supportive environment. Now, let's talk about something that a lot of people overlook when it comes to focus: how lifestyle changes like diet and nutrition can play a role. Though the strategies we've already talked about can be really helpful for focus in kids with ADHD, if the body is riddled with inflammation because of diet or stress, then it's going to have a really hard time focusing no matter what exercises you put into place. So that leads me to this question: what lifestyle changes are most important to help with focus? First on the list is definitely nutrition. A balanced diet rich in nutrients and low in inflammatory foods is absolutely critical to that brain health and that frontal lobe. You want to cut out highly inflammatory foods like gluten, dairy, soy, artificial flavors and colors, excessive sugar, and additives. Doing this will go such a long way in reducing inflammation in the body and helping with that focus. You also want to increase micronutrient-rich foods like grass-fed and wild-caught protein sources, healthy fats, lots of whole foods, fruits and veggies, things like that. I have so many videos about what to eat and what to avoid for ADHD and why this is so important. So I'll add several in this video description. You can take a look there to go deeper into this topic. Now, along with diet, there are a few other key lifestyle changes you want to focus on, including sleep and exercise. Quality sleep is absolutely essential for cognitive development. Children with ADHD often struggle with sleep disturbances, which can super exacerbate symptoms. So establishing a consistent bedtime routine, creating a calm sleeping environment, and minimizing screen time before bed are all very important steps to take. Regular exercise also boosts brain function. Activities that require coordination and challenge both the mind and the body, and things like team sports, yoga, martial arts, they can be particularly beneficial for cognitive function. No matter what changes you decide to make at home, whether it be dietary changes, incorporating one or more of these cognitive training exercises into your daily routine, or several of the strategies I've discussed in this video, no matter what you are doing, you want to make sure you are also doing a few other things. So stay tuned. First of all, you want to be consistent with your routines. Consistent daily routines provide that predictability and structure, which help children with ADHD feel sort of more secure and make transitions between activities much more smoother. Establishing set times for meals, for homework, play, relaxation, can really help manage expectations and reduce that anxiety. You also want to make sure you are using a lot of positive reinforcement. A lot of kids with ADHD respond really well to positive reinforcement, so make sure you are looking for and acknowledging out loud, not just thinking it, every time you see your kiddo doing something good. This can really motivate kids with ADHD and really build their self-esteem. Now, doing the things mentioned in this video, they're not going to create, changes overnight. It's not an overnight solution or like popping a pill. But if you stay consistent, if you keep moving forward, eventually you'll start to see some improvements in your child's focus and cognitive function. I'm thinking of a young man named Matthew. Okay. He used to struggle a lot with his ADHD symptoms, but now is doing so much better. I'm also thinking of a mum I recently talked with. Her name's Donna. Her son was on ADHD medications for 19 years. And they just weren't working. So when he was in college, he started implementing some of these strategies that I mentioned in this video, and he changed his diet, really worked on some lifestyle changes, and now he's doing amazing. Both Matthew and this other young man's families sat down with me recently and shared their stories. So I'll definitely add the links to these in the video description as well. But here's what I really want you to know. Things can improve. They can. There is hope. They've improved for my son with ADHD and for over 1,000 others that I've worked with. But you'll only see improvements if you start today. You don't have to do everything on day one. But if you take one step today and another tomorrow and so forth, things can really snowball and eventually you'll be doing so much better than you already are today. So I want to encourage you today, take that first step, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's making some dietary changes to help reduce inflammation in your child's body and brain, or maybe it's to improve sleep. Or maybe it's to be doing one of these cognitive training exercises that we just talked about. Whatever it is for you and your family, I want to encourage you to take action today. You've got this, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, do you have any additional strategies to add to the ones that I've shared in this video? Have you guys found anything that really helps your child with focus? Share your comments or your thoughts below. I love hearing from you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content and share this video to really help educate others about ADHD. Thanks for watching today and stay tuned for more videos on all things ADHD. Bye for now.